So I have to talk about this CM Punk situation one more time, right? I said on last week's episode of the Casual Wrestling Podcast that Tony Khan needed to fire CM Punk. And that was a little bit of a controversial statement because everybody thought that some of those parts got clipped out, put on TikTok, and people thought, you're anti-CM Punk. No, it's not what it is. I don't think CM Punk should have been fired because he was at fault. I said it was obvious that Tony Khan had chosen a side, and rightfully so for Tony Khan, when you have a quarter of your roster that is the equivalent to toxic sludge of human beings, you really can't go against them, right? Now, in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, there's going to be more questions than answers. And in the next week or two, we're going to get conflicting reports from the dirt sheets about what went down at All Out, what CM Punk's doing, who is CM Punk talking to, rumors of Triple H not picking up his phone, not taking CM Punk calls, and that's fine. I'll play the game. I'll react to it all. I'll cut videos and make content of myself overreacting to all those situations. It's fun. That's what I do. But right now, I'm going to address this situation under the belief that everything Tony Khan said on Collision tonight was genuine and real, even though there's a wrestling fan inside of me that says, damn, if Tony Khan's smart enough to work the entire industry by making it look like he fired CM Punk, that would be the biggest swerve in wrestling history. Don't think that's happening, but there's just like always inside my brain, there's that little what if. But here's the thing. Here's a real thing that needs to be taken notice of. Tony Khan went on AEW Collision tonight, sat in a chair, and announced to the world that what happened in the gorilla position at All Out made him fear for his life. Now, I'm going to say something that I don't think most content creators will say. Tony Khan is a weird little bitch-ass motherfucker. I'll say it again. Tony Khan is a weird-ass baby back. First off, he sits down to deliver a promo to a crowd, right? That's fucking weird. Stand up, be a man. Say it with your chest, brother. He had to sit down probably because he was pissing down his pant leg the entire time, but he addressed the Chicago crowd, letting them know that he ultimately had fired CM Punk. He fired the top merchandise seller within his company. He fired the biggest draw to consumer-friendly fans that he has in his company. We're not talking about the dungeon IWC trolls who whack off to Kenny Omega. Not those. We're talking about the fans, the grown-up fans who have real people jobs who can afford to buy and pay for shit. He alienated those fans. All because Tony Khan can't run a company. All because Tony Khan is the product of nepotism. He sat in that chair and he said everything that he learned and that he does, he learned from his dad. Okay, Tony, that's probably why the Jaguars are a dumpster fire, right? Explain to us Urban Meyer, Tony Khan. Explain to us that situation, right? Here's the thing about Tony Khan. Tony Khan's not a businessman. He's a kid with a lot of money. He's a kid with a lot of money who started a wrestling company. He recruited a bunch of leeches who were willing to come over and work with him as long as he had the proper funds to build the world's biggest indie playground in all of pro wrestling, right? Tony Khan's not a businessman. Stop calling him that, IWC. Stop telling me that Tony Khan is a businessman. Stop telling me that AEW is successful. Stop saying that. It's not. It's a second-rate wrestling promotion that trips on its own feet all the time, but it has enough financial backing by a rich kid to keep it from failing. That's what it is. Look at the AEW Fight Forever video game. It's shit, but Tony Khan can eat that shit. Look at Rampage. It is a failed attempt at a Friday night wrestling show, but Tony Khan can afford to eat that shit. Look at Collision. It's going to turn into shit, and just like everything else that Tony Khan does, he has the financial means to eat that shit. At this point, I'm calling it. I'm officially anti-AEW. MJF needs to jump off that train that is headed to nowhere. WWE is by no means perfect, but at least it's a structured company, and the decisions they make are towards one purpose and one goal. Tony Khan sat in that chair and said, I spoke to my disciplinary committee. Who the fuck is that, Tony Khan? When did you get a disciplinary committee? You don't even have management. You don't even have a marketing team. So you're telling us that some lawyers that you hired that have no clue of the inner workings of your company, that's who you consulted. Where did they get their info from? Your VPs? I'm guessing your VPs, right? You know, if this pisses off people who listen to my show that are AEW fans, sorry. Oh well. I don't really care. Fucking go tell Tony Khan to get his shit together. Look at the all-in card he's given you. Like, be honest, guys. Look at the all-in. You guys, you tried to sell me on the all-out card, and you go, oh, no, it's better than you think. It was dog shit. Now you're trying to sell me on the all-in card. It's a dinosaur versus a 4'5", 130-pound guy who wears shorts under his leggings and jumps backwards into metal objects. That sounds riveting. I'm so excited to see that. Then you got Samoa Joe versus Joe Blow. Who the fuck is Shane Taylor? Why is a guy on a pay-per-view that I've absolutely never heard of? I have no clue who he is. Oh, he's from Ring of Honor? Don't give a shit. How about the Young Bucks and FTR, two groups of people who supposedly hate each other, but one of them gets arrested, so now they have to play nice so they don't get fired. You know, they've been beaten into submission by the Elite. Versus the Bullet Club bronze or gold or silver, some chapter of the Bullet Club. Cool, not for me, right? Eddie Crybaby Kingston versus Claudio No Personality Cesaro, not for me. That doesn't seem like a pay-per-view worthy event to me. Maybe Ring of Honor. Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. I like Chris Statlander, but guys, this match wouldn't be on WWE Main Event. This is just be realistic with yourselves, guys. Then you got Kenny Omega versus insert random Japanese wrestler here. No fan that is an adult with an adult job knows who the fuck these guys are that Kenny Omega wrestles. I'll repeat that. No fan with an adult job, that means not working fucking at the mall or some shit, not working at GameStop. We don't know who the fuck these guys are. So then you got MJF and Adam Cole versus Jobber 1 and Jobber 2. Just because you got to get your main guys on the card. And you blew your wad at All Out or All In. I don't know. These fucking names are terrible. But you blew your wad there. So now you just got to throw them into whatever you can here against Jobber 1 and Jobber 2. And we finish off the night with the main event of Orange Cassidy seeing which foreign object he can insert into Jon Moxley's skull. That's it. That's your card. That's your card. I don't see, this is, Jon Moxley's the guy you guys tell me is the best wrestler in the world, and I turn on the TV and see him with barbecue skewers coming out of his head. I don't fucking get it. But yeah, this is what the point of this video is. Tony Khan is a joke. He's a joke at this point. It's not a business to him. Wrestling's not a business to him. It's a video game. It's a toy box. I mean, y'all, anybody who's a fan of Tony Khan at this point, you're creepy. Because Tony Khan's a creepy little kid who collects human action figures and does not care about the repercussions of the negative things that happen to these people, be it being injured, be it being treated poorly within his company. He just doesn't care. He lets them jump off of ladders into car windshields, compressing their spines, tiger drivers to the head. He comes out to try to go, well, now you got to get it approved. And then a week later, a guy's falling through a fucking windshield of a car. It just doesn't make sense. Tony Khan is a joke. He's a creepy dude. He's a creepy dude playing with human action figures. Get the fuck out of here. If you IWC fans, you want AEW, keep it. I won't watch that shit. I won't talk about it. You guys can have it. I'll never watch AEW again.
Step in the ring, if you ready, let's go. Hey, casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE. Keep it rolling and hosted by Notorious Nerdy D. Dope show that you gon' find. Tune in cause it's online. Hit him with a figure 4 leg lock, power driver or clothesline. We bringing that heat like the show, but you should already know the casual wrestling community show. Let's go. Yeah, Notorious Nerdy D. Woo!